Hey guys, it is me, Tanya, founder of the TNG Designs Group Limited. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Now in this video, we're going to be talking about why do people want to stand out? Now, there are many reasons as to why. Specifically when it comes to boosting your brand and boosting your personal brand or boosting your business brand, we're going to talk along those lines in specific, because you know the deal of this channel. This is what I'm about. And more specifically, I'm all about making sure that you are more than what you see. And in doing so, when you actually understand that you are more than what you see, you get to represent or even show up in a way that helps you understand this question. So when people want to stand out, they're doing it for a very good reason. And before we get stuck into what those reasons are, please make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe to this channel, as I said before, but more specifically, make sure you stick around to the very end, because there's some key principles that I really want you to take on board, because it's going to help to reinforce what I'm about to share with you even more so. So without further ado, folks, let's get stuck into it. So as I said, we're going to be talking about why do people want to stand out, or does anybody want to stand out? Well, people want to stand out because they've got something to say, because they want their voices to be heard, because they want their messages, more importantly, to be heard. Now, you can get people, there's a reason why I hesitated with this, because you can get people who are just talking for talking's sake, but at the same time, you can also get people who are standing out for in my opinion, the wrong reasons, but obviously to them, it will be the right reasons. The wrong reasons why you would want to stand out would be for personal gain that really goes against other people, or personal gain that really goes against or even downtrods on, is that even a phrase, downtrods, or even treads on somebody else's culture or somebody else's race or somebody else's way of life. And for personal gain that creates controversy, but creates controversy just to get a rise out of people. What's the point of it, in my opinion? This is in my opinion. And actually, in fact, please go ahead and just share your opinions with me as well. You know, that's why we have the comment section. So please share anything that I'm raising within this particular video. Share your comments with me, because I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this and why people want to stand out. People want to stand out for many reasons. But the way that I help people to stand out is to ensure that their voices, their messages, which are key in my opinion, because they have a lot to share, whether as a product-based business or as a service-based business. Those things are key to be able to share, but more specifically, the stories behind my clients are also super key, and why I feel that with their stories, they can use that to be able to stand out and show up in a way that is congruent to their beliefs. Now, when you yourself do that as well, you'll see a difference in the type of audience that you start working with, or start attracting with, or even hearing from. You'll see a difference because now you're speaking to somebody specifically. You're speaking to them. They get you, and equally because you get them. They understand that you were once them, and that means that you are the way forward, or a way forward, and you are equally an example of making it happen, however that it looks like. At the end of the day, folks, whether as an entrepreneur, as a product-based business, or even as a service-based business, personal brand, you are showcasing something that somebody else has not yet gotten to, but would like to get to. You are showcasing a type of inspiration, aspirational element that others need to see. And depending on who you are as a business, depending on who you are as a person, believe it or not, we all represent something that people need to see more of. In my case, Black female entrepreneur, Black female business owner. People need to see a hell of a lot more than it. And in some countries and in some areas and in some districts and in some cities, sadly, it's still a thing to be a Black business owner. It's still a thing to be a Black female business owner. And it's still a thing to be seen as an anomaly rather than the norm. One of my missions is to make sure that people who look like me are the norm, and doing amazing jobs on top of that, and then some. I look forward to the day that I don't have to put Black in front of anything. I look forward to the day that I don't have to put female in front of anything. No, I'm a brand specialist, a business owner who's doing one hell of a job at what it is that I do and how it is that I actually help people. And it's my mission to not only do that, but to help others see that they are more than what they see, as I shared with you before as well. Representation matters, folks, and it is super key and super important to be seen more on your platforms, and equally to be seen more in the spaces that you wouldn't think you'd necessarily deserve a voice for or deserve a voice in. Show up more because you need to be seen. That's why it's important for you to stand out, and that's why people, in my opinion, should stand out. And equally, when people do want to stand out, thankfully the majority side of things is all about representation, whether they think about it or not. They're doing a hell of a lot more than the thing or the job specifically that they're geared to. Now, it took some time for me to realize that myself as a brand specialist. Number one, I didn't actually always see myself as a brand specialist. I actually used to see myself as just a graphic designer, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, doing what I was doing a hell of a lot more than that. When I established myself as a brand specialist, I started seeing things, seeing the next level, seeing what else was going on, and really getting to grips as to how I was helping people. When I started realizing that, I knew how to speak to those people. But then it didn't stop there, folks. So the reason why I want to help others to see more than what they are is because I went through the same thing, and it actually took a prospect or even a delegate that in a training session that I was speaking at to point this out for me. They saw themselves in me. They saw themselves or saw a way forwards. They saw an example as to how they can also do it themselves. And yes, they were another Black female entrepreneur, a little bit earlier on in their game, but at the same time, they saw that it was possible. You representing whatever sector, whatever culture, whatever race, whatever it is that you do, are representing something, whether as a man, whether as a woman. However you identify, you are representing something that more and more people need to see. And whether you like it or not, yes, you are an example, and yes, you are a way forward. So yes, you do need to show up more, especially as a business owner, especially as what it is that you're doing, because whether you're a major influencer or not, it doesn't matter, but you are an example of a way forwards. So you're essentially helping the next person up. Help that next person up the ladder, help that next person up the mountain, whatever analogy you want to use, give them a helping hand, help them to see that, yeah, it's possible, as well as really showcase what it is that you do, but why it is that you really, really do it. So that was a little caveat, but there was a little side note that I just wanted to inject in there, folks, because it's really important that you understand that. But when you understand that why some people actually want to stand out, sometimes it is down to those reasons. There's a bigger picture to all of what we're doing. It's not all about making the millions 9 times out of 10. It's not all about, just because I want to help the world, which is absolutely brilliant, by the way. However, it goes a little bit deeper than that. We're helping others because we've been through certain things in our lives that we don't want anybody else to go through. So this is our answer to be able to do that. What is your answer to be able to do that? When you start asking yourself these questions, you start showing up in a way that helps others to then see the way forwards. It helps others to stand out. It helps others to start getting motivated to move. When you're standing out, that's exactly what you're doing. You're helping others to get motivated to move. So folks, I'm going to leave that there. I really hope that this resonated with you. Please make sure that you go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel. This is the kind of stuff that I actually love sharing. And I share all that and more, specifically all about branding. That's my vehicle, because with branding, you get to do all of this stuff and spread your message, spread your word further afield to as far as it can go. All in a way that's congruent to your beliefs. And on that note, here's what I'd love for you to do. It starts here, folks. Start standing out by literally going ahead and clicking on that link that's in the description box below. And not only that, fill in just a few details. but then you're also going to get fired over some key principles that will help you to understand how you can stand out in a way that's congruent to your beliefs, and more specifically in a way that doesn't allow you to lose yourself in the process. We want to make sure that you're standing out in a way that suits you, because if you don't, it's going to show on camera, it's going to show on screen, it's going to show up in your socials, and you're going to constantly throw things at people, and they're going to constantly be like dipping and diving and stuff like that, rather than trying to catch what you're trying to say. So I'm going to take a breath. But more specifically, folks, really get into this stuff, because it will be the difference between you just getting to grips with what it is that you're doing and why it is that you're really doing it, versus you just continuously to dip and dive yourself, and more specifically to hide or even, try and fit in. Try and fit in. It's okay to stand out. So on that note, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Please go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you on the other side.